John, I suppose the game of the season and everybody's been looking for Friday night, first versus second, a 6-pointer.
Yeah, it's a great game for us. I suppose since the start of the season, since we changed the team and brought a lot of new players in, they've gelled very quickly, and thankfully they have, because Dundalk have set a great pace to start the season. But we've been doing very well, and obviously winning 7 in a row, we put ourselves right in there, and it's important for us to do that because we're the only team that really can give them a game, I think. And so it's a massive match. We're 4 behind, coming to the halfway point. But we're in a good position, and I'm happy with the way things have gone.
What's the story on the guys that were out last week? People like Kenny Brown, Johnny Dunleavy.
Yeah, again, it probably giving everyone a chance to get ready for Friday. Obviously, Kenny is probably ahead of schedule, but still hasn't trained with us. Gary Buckley came on the last day, so he didn't have any reaction. Johnny is a lot of swelling still, and Shep has a bit of swelling as well. So we're just giving them, the next few days, and just to see can they make Friday. So it's some of them are touch and go, but at the same time, we went to Longford, made a lot of changes, and the lads have come in, have done brilliantly. And the difference this year is that when one fella's out, next fella comes in, they keep the standard high, and that's the most important thing.
It's a cracking prospect, isn't it? Because the team with the best home record playing the team with the best away record.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah. I don't look at those stats. I'm really just a week to week man, because that's the way you have to be in the game. I suppose what we're looking at is that we hadn't beaten Dundalk since I'd taken over, and this year out of 2 we've beaten them twice, which has given us great encouragement, and the way we've played and the way we've sort of changed our style this year. And obviously we still have the basics, that we're keeping clean sheets, not conceding much, but obviously we've scored more than we would have in other years, which is good, and we have a number of goal scores, which has been important. But most importantly, from our own point of view, is the fact that we've already played them twice this year, and we've had 2 good results. So we know everything about them, and I'm sure they know about us as well. And it's just important for us that we can perform, and obviously being at home with the crowd, we're expecting a massive atmosphere.
John, it's also going to be very competitive on Friday night, but Dundalk, to my mind, can be slightly cynical in that they're very good at slowing down the game, fouling around a bit of the park to slow down the opposition attacks. What's your view of them, and what role does the referee have to play on Friday night to kind of keep the game flowing smoothly?
Well, to be honest with you, I think the standard of refereeing is very good, and I don't want to get in. I think, that generally most referees are very good. So I suppose, from our point of view, the Dundalk are very experienced. They're around the block a long time. They know when and where to make, I suppose, fouls, and they're good at that. But we're well aware of that. We've looked at it, and we know it, and we've seen that, and we're well aware of it. So we'll move on and make sure that we can give our own performance on Friday night.
Is there danger now that they have an extra point to prove after you beat them in Oriel Park?
I don't know. You'd have to ask their manager that. From our point of view, it's about a new team. We started the season, went through a little bit of a hiccup, with a number of draws, and we've come back with 7 on the bounce, and we've done really well, and the guys have worked really hard, and I must say, and as I've said this to you week in, week out, fantastic bunch of guys to work with, and I'm really delighted with them. And it's a big challenge to us, but at the same time, we've kept the head down, and we've worked really hard, and so from that point of view, we look at Friday night being an opportunity for us to win a match and get 3 points, and that's the way we're looking at this week, and that's what we're working on.
Are they coming down for a draw, do you think?
Don't really know. If I'm being honest with you, and I know, maybe it's a bit of a cliche, I'm not really interested in what we have nothing, from their point of view, look at them or look at the results. We've just looked after ourselves, and we've worked really, really hard this year to change things around, and we brought in different personnel, and we've changed our team quite a bit and our style quite a bit. And we have just to look after ourselves, and that's what we do. And, you know, it's a different challenge this week to Longford last week. And we know it's a big game, and, you know, they've been the champions for the last 2 years, and rightly so. But at the same time, it's up to some other teams to put the challenge up to them. And, you know, we're hoping again this year that we're going to put it up to them and go one better and win it this year. And, you know, because obviously, you know, what everyone in the league wants is to see a league running to the end of the season. And, you know, if we don't stay with them, no one else will. And I suppose, you know, but at the end of the day, we brought players in who've won leagues before and won cups, and we brought that bit of experience into our squad. And, you know, we've got a nucleus, a very young side as well. And, you know, they're all anxious to win medals, and that's what we're here for.
There's a great buzz around the place as well with Ireland in town tonight. Would you be hoping that some people who may not have been in Turner's Cross who are going to the game tonight come back on Friday?
Absolutely. I suppose the thing from our point of view is that, as I keep saying, we have a hardcore of 3,000 every week. We have the floating support, which can be anything from 6,000 to 8,000, depending, you know, even 10,000, as we know from the cup final last year. But at the same time, you know, Cork is sports oriented, and the supporters are fussy and they pick their games, and I have no doubt there'll be a massive crowd on Friday night. And obviously, with the game tonight in Turner's Cross, you know, brings the attention to Turner's Cross and with the Irish team. And from that point of view, you'd hope that some people would come out. You know, as I keep saying, we work hard within the club and force in bringing kids and families to the games, and you know that's where we're quite strong at. And you know, we just have to keep working on it. You can never relax. You have to keep driving on and keep encouraging people to come. And you know, that's so hopefully some people that go tonight will turn up on Friday as well.
Sorry, John. Do you know, like last week, like Marcus Sullivan, you know, they came off the bench and made an impact. You know, is it kind of encouraging this year to know that, like, hitting to, especially a game with Dundalk, that you fellas who come off the bench and make an impact, like needs be?
Yeah, we've had guys who come off the bench all season and made impact. If you go to the Derry match the week before that, or whether Danny Morrissey came off and got the header to put us back in the match, and Dooley came off the bench and made a big difference. So, yeah, I think the thing about Mark is that, you know, I don't have to. The people that know Mark best are John Cotter and myself. And at the start of the season, he wasn't right. You know, he had an injury coming out of pre-season from a game in Drogheda, and it took about 5 or 6 weeks to get himself right. But for the last 2 years, he's been phenomenal running a solo show for us. But this year, thankfully, we've had, you know, Shawnee Maguire's done phenomenally well, and obviously with Carl Shepherd and with Danny Morrissey. But Mark is, in the last 3 weeks, is really coming back to his best. You know what I mean? And we can see that at training. We can see the way he is. And you know, by his performance last week, he puts himself in with a chance to start on Friday night. But the one thing about Mark is that he's a real good, honest player. You know, and he goes for every ball. He's honest, and you know, sometimes I always feel some of the other teams try to placard the referee with him, whereas he's just totally committed and not a malicious bone in his body. But you know, what he did last Friday or Sunday by coming on, changing the game, winning a header for Shawnee to scoring himself, had another one disallowed. That's typical him, but he's back to his best, and it's good for us that he's back to his best.
Johnny, as City have proved in the past, the team can go 2 goals down and still fight away until the final whistle and come back and draw and win matches. I'm sure you wouldn't want to find yourselves in that position at any time during the course of the game. Will you be inclined to tighten up defensively during the course of the game and not let Dundalk get a couple of goal lead if that's the case?
Well, I never want anyone to score. You have to deal with a game situation. I suppose the most important thing, our defensive record has been really good. And we've had 9 clean sheets, which has been really phenomenal. We've conceded 6 goals. So, you know, we've worked hard on that. But on the other end of the pitch, we score goals, and that's important. You look at every scenario, a game will develop, you see how it goes, you know, but our intention on Friday night is to go out and win a match, and that's what we're gearing up for.
John, given Mark's, you know, the impact he had up and on, would you be tempted to accommodate both him and Sean Maguire in the same team on Friday night? Could you see the two of them starting?
You could see anything. Yeah, it's you know, I suppose.
Look, wide, isn't he?
Sorry?
Sean Maguire has played on the wide and the right.
Shawnee has. He's played in a number of positions. He's played wide, and he's played in the number 10 role, and he's played directly up top as well in the 2. So you know, it's a scenario where we're looking at different options. We know what Mark will give us, and the 2, Mark and Sean, have actually done quite well, and they did very well together in Derry as well. And yeah, we're looking at options. I suppose the most important thing is that he's back to form, and that's good for us.
Wexford started Sunday night against Dundalk quite well. They went 1-0 up, they went 2-1, and they had a controversial late winner. Dundalk's great Pat Shelburne 2 weeks ago, and Bray. Do you think Dundalk's stuttering form will come into Friday night's game anyway?
There's no interest in mine. You know, what I have to do is just, with the lads, we prepare ourselves to win a match on Friday night. As I keep saying, the only thing we can control is our own team, our own players, and we have just to keep our feet in the ground, work as hard as we can. So, you know, no matter who you are, it's like us going to Longford. It took us 45 minutes to break them down, caused us a lot of problems. Wexford caused problems there in the season. So we just have to look after ourselves and make sure we keep our focus, and that's all I can do.